You're watching the world of midcaps. Let's pull up the stock of 8K Miles for you. It's been a strong quarter for the company, has seen jump in profit and revenue, but the stock is down about 5% in trade. Let's get the highlights of the quarter gone by. Joining us, Suresh Venkatachari, the chairman and CEO at 8K Miles. Morning, Suresh. Thank you for taking the time. Let's get the highlights of the quarter gone by. What's led to this jump in revenue and profit?
We are sequentially growing on year, actually, or quarter on quarter. We have done last year, we have done about 125 crores, and for financial year 16, we did about 272 crores. So we see a good growth opportunity in the cloud computing space where we operate on a secure, highly secure, regulated workloads for the life sciences, healthcare industry, and we see a great opportunity in that space.
Suresh, good morning. This is Hiral on this side. As you mentioned, that we have seen a bump up in terms of revenues as well as profitability. You are seeing growth on a sequential basis. However, if you see in terms of where margins are concerned, we are seeing a contraction in this quarter. So if you could just tell us what is the reason for this kind of a contraction in margins?
Actually, if you see, we did about this quarter 86 crores with the 26 crores as a EBITDA, which is about 30% margin. And on the sequential, on the Q3, if you see, we have done 74 with 25 crores, which is 34%. There is a shrink in 4% what you see on the EBITDA for this quarter. The reason being is we have added additional workforce in the US, which is about 32 people. We have added additional people. So that is the reason the cost has been increased. But however, these people will be producing more results in terms of revenue driving in the next a couple of quarters, actually. So that is the reason we have made an investment in this quarter.
All right. So are we expecting this kind of an impact in the coming quarters as well? Because the employee cost is going to be stagnant at least for the next 2 to 3 quarters. So will this impact on margins continue, or will this just be a one-off quarter?
But if you see, the revenue also sequentially is growing, actually. See, we have seen our revenue has jumped from the 74 crores to 86 crores in this quarter. So the revenue has been jumped about 16%. So if we grow this way, this cost will be absorbed and we could able to go back to our margins significantly. And if you see, our margins will be actually not related, mainly our margins are not related to the people cost historically, because we do like a lot of managed services or Cloud Easy solution platform revenue. So if the Cloud Easy and the managed services increases the revenue significantly, then the EBITDA will increase substantially over the period of a time.
Right. Suresh, we also believe there were a couple of acquisitions in this quarter. How have they panned out? Have they become revenue accretive? Are they adding to your margins?
There is no acquisition happened in this quarter. Actually, we have done last is in the September of 2015. Yes, they started contributing to our revenue actually in the life sciences space. It's called a NextSage we acquired, and it's actually adding revenue into that. And we'll be soon launching a service also on that, which will improve our bottom line.
How much, if you could just quantify, how much revenue is NextSage adding to your bottom line?
So actually, NextSage has actually operate on a little lower margin compared to 8K Miles services. But however, what we're doing is actually we're bundling their offering into our entire Cloud Easy. That will bring back our EBITDA margin significantly. NextSage is still a smaller entity compared to the overall revenue base what we have.
Suresh, if you talk about your client base, if you could just tell us how much of it are already using, cloud services, and how much of the market is still remain for you to be tapped?
Okay, so that's a very good question actually. If you see, the cloud is in a very nascent stage still. There is about approximately 90 to 95% of the market is still not fully tapped. Even the large enterprises where we win the contracts in the last 2-3 quarters actually, where we are seeing a very substantial growth. And this also requires at least 2 to 3 years or 4 years minimum period before you transition the entire thing into the cloud. So where there is a significant opportunity exists. And also many enterprises are actually using the cloud is only for initial things like analytics or e-commerce or customer facing applications. When they move into the traditional workloads like ERPs and many other internal process applications, there will be a very significant growth in terms of transitioning into the cloud, and also on the managed services where the revenues are more on a recurring revenue and annuity model, which will kick in. So those are the things will contribute into the better profitability and EBITDA margins.
Right, Suresh. Last question. Apart from cloud, which are the other areas of growth that you're targeting? What's the update on BFSI? I believe there's been a renewed push on that space.
Sorry, can you repeat? What is the
Apart from cloud, which are the other areas of growth that you will be targeting, especially in the BFSI space?
Okay, even the BFSI space, what we are seeing is a great opportunity in analytics, actually, what we are seeing, because analytics is one of the major piece where cloud is really enabling, where we started seeing that, and also on the security and access governance, where we see, where because the regulatory platforms like even a banking and insurance, they have to provide access governance certification, and we offer it as a service, where we see we have at least a couple of clients right now we acquired in the last couple of quarters, which are growing in the space. So we see the growth opportunity in the analytics space, in the security space, and also in the cloud transitioning space, cloud transformation.
And Suresh, before we let you go, if you could just give us an outlook for FY17 and any acquisitions in the inorganic space that you are planning, and any guidance number for the revenue as well as the bottom line number?
We do not give any guidance, actually, unfortunately, but what we would we can only say is that, like, we have grown historically pretty well. Actually, we have grown from 45 to 125 crores to 272 crores in the last three years, actually, if you see. And we would like to keep the momentum, and the cloud itself is growing at a compounded annual growth of about 20 to 25%, actually. So there is a great opportunity, and still the market is not fully tapped, and so that is actually giving us a edge compared to many of the competitors, because we have invested in several intellectual properties and proprietary technologies, and we always innovate with the more solutions coming on the platform. So that is a very critical differentiator today for us to even win large Fortune customers compared to the traditional model of consulting business. So we see there is a growth opportunity in this space, and in terms of M&A, we can't constantly look for opportunities. The reason is we need to want to gain our leadership space in this sector, and acquisition of these companies either will lead into our domain expertise or in the client, where we can go and cross-sell and upsell our cloud services.
Right, Suresh. Thank you for joining us this morning. We'll leave it at that. That's the management of 8K Miles. We'll slip into a short break here, get you some mid-cap trading ideas from G. Chokaling.